ba yan? Ang daming gagawin.
Oo nga, ipapasok talaga ngayon.
Girls, mamaya na yan. Pumasok muna tayo. Kain muna tayo.
Bakit may picture dyan ni Rizal?
Si nanay kasi niyan, pabayaan niya na. May sakit na rin kasi siya sa pag-iisip dahil sa katandaan niya.
Baka kilala niya si Rizal. Baka pwede natin siyang tanungin.
Inano? Sige na nga. Nay, may kwento ka ba tungkol kay Rizal?
Marami. Do you wanna know about all the girls he loved before? Jose Rizal was only a young boy of 16 when he first fell in love, and it was with Segunda Katigbak, a girl from Lipa, Batangas, and 2 years his junior. She was his puppy love. He was a skilled painter, and the guests asked him to draw a portrait of Segunda. He obliged and reluctantly worked on a pencil sketch of the girl.
Magandang umaga, Senyorita Anissa.
Maganda. Ano?
Isa lamang itong simpleng tubig, ngunit hindi may nararamdaman ito kayo ng kagandaan.
Rizal went to visit her every week, during which he came to know Segunda more intimately. Unfortunately, not everything went as planned.
Paumanhin, Jose, sapagkat idinakda na akong ipag-isang dibdib sa iba.
Naiintindihan ko ang kahilingan ng iyong pamilya. Ngunit paano na ang pag-iibigan natin, Segunda? Ganon na lang ba yun?
Ang pag-ibig natin ay parang bituin sa kalangitan. Maganda, ngunit hindi magtatagal.
Segunda was already engaged to be married to her townmate Manuel Luz. Rizal timidly decided to back away and set her free.
Ano naglaban sa susunod yan? Ipapilag yan.
In the bustling city of Manila, amidst his rigorous studies at the University of Santo Tomas, a young Jose Rizal found solace and enchantment in the eyes of Leonor Valenzuela, a neighbor who lived just next door.
Magandang hapon, Binibini. Jose Rizal nga pala. Maaari bang malaman ang pangalan ng magandang dilag tulad mo?
Ikaw pala yung pinagkikwentong bagong lipat. Ako nga pala si Rina Valenzuela, pero maaari mo ang tawagin orang.
From that moment, a quiet romance began to blossom, hidden from the prying eyes of society and their families.
Nais kong ipagsigawan sa mundo ang pagmamahalan natin, orang.
Ginagagala kong mangyari yan, ngunit sa ngayon, susulitin muna natin ang pagkikita ng patago.
As Rizal's studies and nationalist activities took him far from Manila, their contact gradually diminished. The distance, both physical and emotional, began to grow. Though his affection shifted and his life took him in a new direction, the memory of Leonor Valenzuela remains a chapter in Jose's poignant journey.
Ano? May ibang babae na agad siya? Sino naman yun?
Rivera was a tender as a budding flower, colegiala at the La Concordia College when she became romantically involved, though secretly, with her distant relative Rizal. They met at her father Antonio Rivera's boarding house in Sampaloc, Manila, where he stayed while a student at the University of Santo Tomas. For over 10 years, Jose Rizal was engaged with his distant cousin, whom she met when he was 19 years old and the girl at the age 13. She is our hero's great and true love. Secret as the romance was to Leonor's parents, she used pen names in her letters to Jose. All Leonor ever wanted was to be on Jose's side each time, to look for him and take care of him. But this became far from possible when he left for Spain in May 1882.
Paalam na, Leonor ko. Ako ngayon ay paalam. Ang puso kong umiibig ay sa'yo ko iiwan. Paalam na, Leonor ko.
Mahal kong Jose, nag-ayos na ng kasal ang aking mga magulang para sa akin. Wala akong magagawa.
Leonor married Charles Kipping, which indicated the end of their 11-year love affair. A couple of years later, Leonor died with her daughter during second childbirth.
Ipinalaya niya nga para maging ligtas, pero tadahanan naman ang pumatay sa kanya.
In colonial Manila, where dreams of freedom intertwined with the echoes of tradition. Two hearts dared to defy the boundaries of their time. He, a voice of change, saw in Consuelo Ortiga a spirit that mirrored the beauty of their homeland.
Consuelo,
Jose, our words are not meant to intertwine.
yet here we are, hearts drawn together by more than what divided us.
Love knows no boundaries, but society does. Adios, mi amor. May our hearts find peace in what could have.
Bye.
It's a remarkable marriage. I understand, Consuelo. But how about your family? The expectations? Yes, Marisa. My father is waiting for me. And the sister? Jose. She's a well-known love from her son. It's a tough choice, Consuelo. But remember, your heart belongs to God.
Wala talagang tatagal sa kanya, no? Kung hindi distansya, pamilya naman ang may ayaw.
During 1888, he arrived in Japan, seeking refuge and inspiration during his self-imposed exile.
Ohayou gozaimasu. I am Jose Rizal. Nice meeting you.
Ohio Rizal, I am Seiko Usoy. I hope you find inspiration here.
Arigato. It's a pleasure to meet you.
As the days went by, Rizal and Seiko Uzui met almost every day. They toured the beautiful city spots, enjoyed the scenery, and visited the picturesque shrines. Rizal was then a lonely young physician, disillusionized by his frustrated romance with Leonor Rivera and burdened by sour hopes for justice in his country. Jose-san provided a beautiful escape that he deeply needed, and he saw in her the qualities of his ideal woman. He was her first love.
Your heart is with your people, Jose. I can see it in your eyes.
The struggle for our freedom is growing more intense. My people need me to continue the fight, to write and inspire them. But here with you, I feel peace.
Peace is a rare gift, Jose. But your destiny calls you. I knew this day would come, but my heart still aches.
I must return to the storm.
Then go. With my love and blessings, I will cherish these memories forever. Promise me you will stay safe, Jose.
I promise, and promise me you will be happy.
Sayonara.
Wala pa rin talagang makakatalo sa pagmamahal niya sa bayan.
He visited London for a short time, and then, when he arrived, he reached the house of the Beckett family. And there he met the father of Gertrude.
Good morning, Mr. Beckett.
Good morning. Here, come inside. Dr. Rizal, this is my daughter, Gertrude. This is Dr. Rizal.
Nice to meet you, Gertrude.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Rizal.
And this is where Gertrude fell in love with Jose Rizal. When he was staying at home during rainy days, all he did was painting, and she helped him in mixing colors. After their flirtation, Rizal realized that he can't marry Gertrude because he has a greater mission in life that prevents him from falling in love and committing to her.
Getty, I'm sorry, but our love is no more than one-sided.
Betty, I thought our hearts were beating as one.
I'm sorry, I'm leaving now so that you can forget me.
Betty!
Sakot pala sa commitment ni si Rizal eh.
Paris, the city of love. She found herself entangled in the complex emotions of her heart. Jose Rizal, a man of dreams and unwavering principles, had captured her affection.
Nelly, I must be honest. I have fallen in love with you. Will you marry me and share the journey of your life with me?
His proposal was everything she had dreamed of, yet it felt like a cruel twist of fate. Their love, so genuine, was threatened by an insurmountable barrier.
You know I care for you deeply, but marriage, it's complicated. Our religious differences weigh heavily on my mind.
I respect your faith, Nelly. I believe love can bridge any gap. Are you willing to consider a future together despite our differences?
At that moment, she wished she could say yes. She wished their love could transcend all obstacles. But reality was harsh, and her convictions were strong. In that serene Parisian garden, two hearts acknowledged a love that was, and a future that could never be.
Si Taxi Cab Fury pala ito.
In 1890s, Rizal left the expensive city of Paris and went to Belgium. In Brussels, he lived in the house of the Jacobi sisters.
Good morning, Rizal. I am Marie Jacobi, and this is my sister Suzanne Jacobi.
And this is my niece, Suzanne Jacobi. And you can call her Petite.
In Rizal's 6-month stay in the boarding house, Suzanne, also called Petite, got to know and was attracted to the skillful and enigmatic Filipino doctor. She shed tears when Rizal left Belgium. Rizal just wasn't into her. She wrote to him 2 months later, telling him about an open box of chocolates and urging him to hurry back. In another letter she sent him, Suzanne wondered if Rizal even thought about her and resigned herself to the fact that she might not even see him again.
Ikaw walang lover na ata ngayon. Sino nakatuluyan niya?
When he was banished in Dapitan, he was met with yet another love at first sight, Josephine Bracken. She went to the Philippines to find an ophthalmologist, but instead of finding a cure, she found love. Their love was immovable, and within 1 month, they wanted to marry, which left her father enraged.
Josephine, what are you thinking? You don't even know him or his family yet. Please, Dad. I'm in love. Well, is your love worth this?
They were left with no choice but to part ways.
Josephine, my love for you is steadfast. Go and take your father home, and I will leave.
I hope time heals what love will do. This is not a goodbye, but a feeling.
As promised, after 6 months, she returned.
Waited for so long. Finally, we shall be wed.
After 6 long months, it's finally happening. Anak, kakasabing ko ang pari. Pagmulas ko sa isang hindi.
But they were denied a church wedding, given that Josephine was a Catholic and Rizal a Mason. Still, they got married, though not in front of God, but in front of 2 witnesses. They lived their married life happily at first, but unlike fairy tales that end with "and they lived happily ever after," Rizal and Josephine's love affair did not last long. One of their quarrels became violent, leading to her miscarriage.
Oras na, hindi pa yun kami. Oh, ganda na naman galing! Susunod ka na naman!
Manahimik ka nga! Tumayo ka nga dyan! Ang arte-arte mo!
Rizal's days of consolation with Josephine were over, and he requested for an assignment to Cuba. However, on his way there, he was arrested and after a mock trial, was sentenced to death. On the dawn of execution, they were wed. She was his endgame after all.
Sa pagdating ng huling araw, wag mag-alala. Damay habang buhay nagkamantya. That will never take away after life.
Nay Juicy?
Ah, ikaw pala yung pinagkikwentuhan ng bagong lipat. Ako ba? Ako...
Josephine, what are you thinking? You don't even know him. Let me help.